Watchmen, Chapter 2, 2024, continues from the first installment, adapting issues 7 to 12 of the original graphic novel written by Alan Moore and illustrated by Dave Gibbons. Having Dave Gibbons as an executive producer helps the movie maintain some amount of fidelity. Plot summary and movie synopsis. How does Dan Dreiberg get his mojo back? The 7th chapter of the graphic novel gets major short shrift in this adaptation, with much of Dreiberg recounting his origin story as Night Owl to Laurie, while exploring the basement cut. What remains intact is Dreiberg admitting that superhero costumes essentially seem like dress-ups for grown individuals to live out their fantasies. Dreiberg is unable to get himself excited, even though both he and Laurie act on their mutual attraction. This leads to Dan being held by Laurie in her arms like a baby and sleeping. His dream telegraphs the next few moments of Laurie and Dreiberg's moves. To counter his impotence, Laurie and Dan dress up in their crime-fighting costumes and take out Dan's ship, Archie, for a spin. After rescuing tenants from a burning building, their emotions run high, and they consummate on the ship. Later, Dan proposes breaking Rorschach out of prison. Who is Walter Kovacs? Walter Kovacs is the person behind the Rorschach mask. If you ask him while he busts noses and fights through the goons of Big Figure, a crime boss running the prison, you'll see his violent nature. Considering Kovacs' violent origin story, it makes sense for the shrink to find him a losing cause. The son of a sex worker who bullied him, Kovacs grew up hardened with an anger-tinged look towards humanity. While working as a garment worker, he acquired a dress fabric that doesn't mix black and white. After reading about Kitty Genovese's murder, he fashioned a mask out of the rejected clothes. In 1975, Rorschach investigated the kidnapping of Blair Roach and tracked it to Gerald Grice. What he found, a bloody knife, hands and feet cut off, with bones fed to dogs, made him burn the house down, leaving Grice a hacksaw. This incident led to his nihilistic attitude towards humanity. How does Kovacs escape prison? The events of last night raise eyebrows. Dreiberg is visited by his mentor, Hollis Mason/Night Owl Eye, who knows about last night. Dreiberg discusses his investigation on John's exile, linking Nova Express and the Institute of Interspatial Research. Hollis encourages him but warns about the police. Laurie and Dreiberg dress up and fly out of the cave, watching in sorrow as the police raid Dreiberg's house. They fly to the prison, which is in a riot. Rorschach is threatened by Big Figure and cleverly dispatches his henchmen. Night Owl and Just Bexic search for him. Rorschach is implied to have killed Big Figure before being rescued by Night Owl and Silk Spectre. Their victory lap is short-lived as Dr. Manhattan appears and takes Silk Spectre to Mars.